You're listening to RealAgriculture.com. Get real, get connected.
Okay, so we are here at the UCVM Beef Cattle Conference. I'm joined by Elizabeth Homerosky, a Simpson Ranch Fellow. And tell us about the project that you've been working on.
Yeah, so we've been working on a project on how newborn beef calf vigor affects a calf's ability to stand up and consume colostrum shortly after birth. So we did a lot of physical exam parameters as well as blood work to try to develop a model that's predictive of that.
And that's sort of so that when we see a calf, we can immediately ascertain whether or not we should be helping it?
Yeah, hopefully this will be for calves quite quickly after birth. So all of our data was collected at 10 minutes. So this is something that you can go ahead and do this quick test on your calf, figure out whether he's probably going to suck on or not on his own, and then, adjust management accordingly and get on with your day, because calving season is an extremely busy time.
Yeah, and colostrum is supremely important to calf health. How long do you have to get the colostrum in that calf?
Yeah, so ideally we'd like to get at least 1 liter of good quality colostrum in those calves by 6 hours after birth, so that's quite a short time frame. Our model will predict if those calves are going to suck within 4 hours, so effectively that would give you 2 hours to, if you need to intervene, to do so before your time runs out.
So what are some of the parameters that you looked at?
So we looked at things that you can look at on farm, right? So birth weight of the calf, sex of the calf, what the calving ease was, so if that calf was pulled or not. We also looked to see if they had meconium staining, if their tongue was swollen or protruding, and then we did a series of reflexes and muscle tonicity tests, so things like suckle reflex, things like if you prick their nose with a piece of straw, which we commonly do to stimulate calves shortly after birth, what their reaction to that is. So a variety of things that you can do without tools, and we also collected heart rate, respiratory rate, temperature, and then we did, for our understanding and more objective measures, we took blood work, and so we'll evaluate some of those as well and see if any of the physical exam parameters are indicative of the underlying physiology in those calves.
So you're just beginning to assess all of this data, but you do have an idea of one of the parameters that correlates more so than everything else, and what is that?
Yeah, so the most significant one we found so far is suckle reflex. So this is something that you can all do just by placing 2 fingers longitudinally in the calf's mouth, and it is a subjective measure, but you can find out pretty quickly what calves have a strong suckle reflex and which ones have a weak one. The calves that had a weak suckle reflex at 10 minutes after birth, it was pretty slim chances that they were going to stand up and suck on their own. So right now we're comfortable making the recommendation that calves with a weak suckle reflex, from a management standpoint, it's definitely worth thinking about how you're going to assist those calves in colostrum delivery before 6 hours.
And so how much longer until you have gone through the rest of the data and sort of have a package for us of factors to look at?
Yeah, so we are working full-time on the data analysis right now. I spend part-time in practice and part-time in the office working on my master's, so I'll try to get the majority of it done this summer, and we're really hoping that next year at the Beef Conference we've got a really nice either chart or model that you guys can take home with you and use on your own operations.
Awesome. Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's great.